ফারজানাস ল স্কুলের পক্ষ থেকে আপনাদেরকে স্বাগতম। আমি আছি আপনাদের সাথে অ্যাডভোকেট ফারজানা শারমিন। আমি আজ পেনাল কোড এর কিছু ধারা সম্পর্কে আলোচনা করব। সেকশন 103 actually 103, when the right of private defense of property extends to causing death. The right of private defense of property extends under the restrictions mentioned in section 99 to the voluntary causing of death or of any other harm to the wrongdoer, if the offence the committing of which or the attempting to commit which occasions the exercise of the right be an offence of any of the descriptions herein after enumerated, namely, first, robbery; secondly, housebreaking by night; thirdly, mischief by the fire committed on any building, tent or vessel, which building, tent or vessel is used as a human dwelling or as a place for custody of property. Fourthly, the theft, mischief or house trespass under such circumstances as may reasonably cause apprehension that death or grievous hurt will be consequence if such right of the private defense is not exercised. Section 107, abatement of a thing. A person abates the doing of a thing who, first, instigates any person to do the thing, or secondly, engages with one or more other person or person in any conspiracy for the doing of that thing. If any act or illegal omission takes place in pursuance of that conspiracy and in order to the doing of that thing, or thirdly, intentionally aids by any act or illegal omission the doing of that thing. Explanation 1. A person who by willful misrepresentation or by willful concealment of a material fact which he is bound to disclose voluntarily causes or procures or attempt to cause or procure a thing to be done is said to instigate the doing of that thing. That's mean 120. A. Definition of criminal conspiracy. When two or more persons agree to do or cause to be done a 1. An illegal act or an act which is not illegal by illegal means. Such an agreement is designated a criminal conspiracy, provided that no agreement except an agreement to commit an offence shall amount to a criminal conspiracy unless some act beside the agreement is done by one or more parties to such agreement is pursuance thereof. Explanation: it is immaterial whether the illegal act is the ultimate object of such agreement or is merely incidental to that object. Section 149. That's mean 149. Every member of unlawful assembly guilty of offence committed in prosecution of common object. If an offence is committed by any member of an unlawful assembly in prosecution of the common object of that assembly or such as the members of that assembly knew to be likely to be committed in prosecution of that object. Every person who, at the time of the committing of that offense, is a member of the same assembly is guilty of that offense. Section 171A, Candidates Electoral Right defined. For the purpose of this chapter, a candidate means a person who has been nominated as a candidate at any election and includes a person who, when an election is in contemplation, hold himself out as a prospective candidate, thereat provided that he is subsequently nominated as a candidate as such election. B. Election right means the right of a person to stand or not to be stand as or to withdraw from being a candidate or to vote or refrain from voting at an election. 171B. Bribery অর্থাৎ ঘুষ, whoever gives a gratification to any person with the object of inducing him or any other person to exercise any electoral right, or of rewarding any person for having exercised any such right, or to accept either for himself or for any other person any gratification as a reward for exercising any such right, or for inducing or attempting to induce any other person to exercise any such rights, commits the offense of bribery. That's mean ঘুষ, বাংলায় কে ঘুষ বলা হয়। Provided that a declaration of public policy or a promise of public action shall not be an offense under the section. 2. A person who offers or agrees to give or offers or attempt to procure a gratification shall be deemed to give a gratification. 3. A person who obtains or agrees to accept or attempts to obtain a gratification shall be deemed to accept gratification, and a person who accepts a gratification as a motive for doing what he does not intend to do, or as a reward for doing what he has not done, shall be deemed to have accepted the gratification as a reward. অর্থাৎ নির্বাচনকালীন সময় ঘুষ দেওয়া। 171I. Failure to keep election account, where whoever being required by any law for the time being in force, or any rule having the force of law to keep accounts of expenses incurred at or in connection with an election, fails to keep such account shall be punished with fine, which may extend it to 500 টাকা অর্থাৎ 500 টাকা। Public nuisance. This kind of section is very important for your bar council exam. So I said goodbye.